The Craft, Sabrina, Charmed. This episode's all about 90s witches as picked by my pal and patron, Jess Whitener, who, upon closer examination, may be in fact a witch. This is Trivia with Buds. What it be? And welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds, and November is in full effect. Pumpkin pie, apple cider, gallons of gravy are coming your way. Also, gallons of trivia. Got a lot of fun stuff going on this month, and if you're looking for something fun to do towards the end of the month and you live in Southern California, Thursday, November 29th, we're doing all Disney trivia for our second monthly event at Ogo Pogo Brewing in San Gabriel, California. I would love to see you there. Disney trivia in the form of live action Disney, classic animated Disney, Pixar Disney, and all kinds of fun stuff. We'll be doing 6 rounds over about 2.5 hours. Tickets will be $10, and on my website, go to triviawithbuds.com, click the banner at the top that says Special Disney Event if you want to come check that out. We did a Parks and Rec and Office Week or event at that place a couple weeks ago, and I recorded the audio from the rounds. So coming up next week is Parks and Rec and Office Week. We'll do 4 episodes in a row, 2 on each of those shows. So that'll be a ton of fun for you. If you're a big fan, which a lot of people are, you could treat yourself and listen to those episodes. This episode features my good friend Jess Whitener, who is a roller derby expert. She lives up in the Seattle area, and she is dating a guy named Cam, who I use as a host for a lot of trivia events. He is like my go-to host, very funny dude, and a high school film teacher. So he brings a lot to the table in terms of pop culture and nostalgia. And him and Jess and some other friends named Jordan and his wife are going to be on the show very soon doing like a couples battle, which I've never done before. So be on the lookout for that. A fun couples battle coming soon. Jordan and Madison. Sorry, I forgot her name for a split second. Sorry, Madison. We are going to jump into this episode on witches right now, however, and it's all about 90s witches specifically. Jess said she was into them, and I said, let's try and stump you, and let's see how she did on these 5 questions on witches. Here we go. Sitting here in my den on a phone call with the amazing Jess Whitener. What's up, Jess?
Hi, how's it going?
I'm doing pretty good. You are up north and at school, and you're a roller derby queen, and you're doing all kinds of different things. Thanks for taking 5 minutes out of your day to chat with me.
Absolutely, no problem. It's worth it. I like this podcast. So.
You are a patron, which is why you get to pick a topic. The topic you picked was 90s witches. Tell me about what your love for 90s witches comes from.
I watched a lot of Sabrina when I was growing up and Hocus Pocus every year.
Sure. People are really die-hard about Hocus Pocus, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. I watched it last night for Halloween, so I definitely was my maybe 5th time watching it this month. So
That's amazing. Now, do you consider yourself a witch of any kind? Have you ever looked into practicing witchcraft?
A little bit. I may have dabbled, but not too much. I don't have a lot of time for that, with Derby and school. So.
Yeah, right. There's so many hobbies, and it's hard to fit witchcraft in. You're like, I got dodgeball team, I got to go to the bars, got to play trivia, and then I have witch duties. What was when you decided you were like, I'm gonna do some spells or whatever it was? Were you how old were you? 16?
Yeah, probably around then. Yeah, maybe even junior high, so maybe 13 through and on.
Do all girls at some point think about becoming a witch? Do you think that's a true fact?
I absolutely do.
I got to talk to my wife about that. I bet you she has done some witchy stuff in the past. And if there are any...
Yeah, you got to watch out for Annabelle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's casting spells left and right. That's true. I was never in... I don't know much about witches, besides Halloween and Salem. You know what I mean? That's about it. So I've never dived into it, but I know that people do love it. I didn't watch that American Horror Story Coven. Was that good?
It's the best season.
It's good? That's the best season, huh? I'll have to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to go back and watch that one. And I'm going to go back and watch a lot of these fun movies and things that I got in questions for you. So we've got 5 questions on witches, and you're no stranger to the show. You were on, when was the last time you were on? Doing some quick questions about Seattle, correct?
Yeah, I think that was the last time I was actually home and made it to Pocock. I think July.
And then probably about a year ago or more, you were on with your boyfriend Cam Malador, who hosts for me at Pocock Brewing Company in Santa Clarita every Wednesday at 7. And you guys did Muppet movies and Pokemon, was it? Something like that? Or weird cooking ingredients? Something like that?
It should have been, it was cooking ingredients.
That's right.
And I beat him.
Yeah, you mopped the floor with him. So that's awesome. If you want to hear some more of Jess and fun banter, go check out those episodes. Right now, we're going to dive into these 5 questions on witches. Let's see how you do. How many do you think you can get out of 5?
I'm hoping to get 5 out of 5.
Ooh, 5 out of 5. I think some of these are tough. We'll see what you remember. Here's question number 1 for witches from the 90s. What city was the setting for the TV series Charmed?
That was San Francisco.
Nice. Good job. 1 right off the bat. You got 4 more to nail. Have you seen every episode of Charmed?
Yeah. So when I moved from Los Angeles to a tiny town in Washington, I watched the entire series twice.
Oh my gosh. Like just recently?
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, last year.
Holy cow.
I had no friends. I was only in school. I had no job. I was very bored.
So you're like, Shannon Doherty and the gang are going to get me through this. I love it. Very good. I've never seen one frame of one episode, so I should probably catch up on Charmed. It was like 9 seasons, wasn't it?
7. Something like that, yeah.
Are you watching the new reboot that just started airing recently?
No, I haven't.
Gotcha. I can't imagine it's good. All I saw was a headline that says, Shannon Doherty weighs in on the new Charmed, and I'm like, oh, she probably hates it. There's no way she's like, this is good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like Alyssa Milano and Holly Comb, they had some things to say about it too, so I avoided it.
All right, here's question number 2. In the movie Practical Magic, what curse do the Owen sisters share? What is their main curse in there?
Oh no! Well, the love of their love will die.
Yes.
No matter what, with the Black Beetle. So is it like the Black Beetle curse or something like that?
No, that's all I was looking for. Just like whoever they love will die. They can't love anybody.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So you got it. You described it perfectly. I put men they love will die. That was the answer. You were going specific.
Awesome.
Very good. You were going real specific. So you got that one. Here's number 3. What is the title of the brand new Netflix Sabrina show? Have you seen that at all?
Okay, so my roommate was watching it when she was hungover after our night out.
Nice.
And I saw a little bit of it, but it's Sabrina? Is it like Sabrina and the Curse or Curse of Sabrina or something like that? I'm not sure.
It is the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird, I thought it was kind of a weird title because I'm like, did they really need to do that? If anything, couldn't they have just called it Sabrina if they didn't want to say the Teenage Witch or Sabrina the Witch or, like a witch named Sabrina, something like that? I feel like the Chilling Adventures doesn't make anybody else go like, I got to watch that,
Doesn't roll off the tongue, really.
Yeah, it's just kind of random. But I did watch a trailer for it the other day, and I was like, that looks pretty badass. And I'm interested in Riverdale. I've watched like the first 2 episodes. I got to catch up on it. But I hear that's kind of good.
I recently just started watching Riverdale. I watched the entire first season in like a week. I got sucked in, and there I'm stuck. Yeah. So it's good. Season
2 is like 24 episodes or something crazy. It's like way longer than the first season. So I was like, oh, that's going to be a commitment. When you have a show because I try to consider myself an adult, I'm like, I should probably finish Ozark before I start on like Riverdale. You know what I mean? Which is.
But I started Ozark, and then I have been watching Riverdale since. So I don't know.
Yeah, we're doing the old switcheroo. All right. Here's number 4. At the end of Hocus Pocus, one of your favorites, you've watched it 5 times recently, 2 bullies named Jay and Ernie are trapped in cages still at the end of the movie. What nursery rhyme are they singing to pass the time?
They're doing a round of Row, Row, Row Your Boat.
Yes. Nice job. Row, row, row your boat. And the end of that movie, the book's eye opens up. Is that right? And then they kind of hint that they might come back again or something?
Maybe, yeah.
And they've rumored the sequel for a long time, but do you think that's in the works, or you think it's never going to happen?
I doubt. Because you can't. I mean, it's such a classic.
I saw another headline, much like the Shannon Doherty one, and it said like Sarah Jessica Parker doesn't remember what Hocus Pocus was about. I didn't click on it, but she was probably like in an interview, and they're like, "What was your favorite part?" And she's like, "I don't really know. I don't remember anything about that." That's great. Here's number 5. Last question of your witch quiz. Who plays Bonnie Harper in the film The Craft?
I
I may have finally stumped you. Who plays Bonnie Harper in The Craft?
That's the only one I don't know as well.
Mm-hmm. There's a couple of names. There's really only like 2 names, and one of them is definitely more known than the other.
Right.
So
it's not Winona Ryder.
It's not Winona Ryder. I'll give you another guess. Any other guesses?
No, I think I'm stumped.
That's all right. You got 4 out of 5. It was Neve Campbell.
Oh,
so she's
I didn't know she was in that.
Yeah, she's
okay.
That was right around Party of 5 time, 95, I think. And this movie was like, I think made for like $12 million, and it made like 55 or 60 million. So it was a pretty big hit. They were like, it was like a surprise where people were like, oh shit, people like witches, I guess. And
yeah.
And then Charmed came out like 2 years later. So maybe there was a big witch craze. And then Sabrina was also on. So there was kind of a witch craze in the late 90s, mid to late 90s. And Neve Campbell was in that movie. It's the main character's name was Robin Tunney. She moves to the town and then like befriends these girls trying to be witches. Robin Tunney went to the high school I went to, which is crazy. She's also the girl in Empire Records that shaves her head, if you've ever seen that movie.
I haven't.
And she was in End of Days with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Little Robin Tunney trivia. And you nailed this witch trivia. You got 4 out of 5. That's a 80%. You feel good about that?
I do. I feel pretty good.
Very good. Jess, thank you so much for taking time out of your roller derby schedule to be on the show. And thanks so much for your patronage. What is your favorite thing about the show if you were to recommend other people sign up on Patreon?
Oh, it's quick. Which I like. So whenever I'm shopping or I put my headphones on when I'm grocery shopping and I just listen to trivia.
Love it.
And then also when I'm driving.
Very cool.
It's good. I like it a lot. It's really fun and they're great categories.
Thanks so much, Jess. And thanks for being on the show and have a great rest of your day.
Awesome. Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye. Boom. How'd that go for you? Wiccans and warlocks. I am not super into witches, like I mentioned, but I think I would have missed every one of those questions. I would not have even been able to guess on most of those. But maybe I'll watch that new Sabrina. That does sound like it could be cool. The trailer looked cool, and I got to catch up on Riverdale. Or do I? I don't know. There's like shows where I'm like, how much am I going to invest into my life? But I think I might, because I grew up reading Archie comics for some reason, and I'm going to jump in. If you want to be on the show or pick a topic like Jess did, hit me up with a $5 donation or more over on patreon.com/trivia with buds. I'd love to have you on, get to know you, become your friend, and then officiate your wedding. That's what I'm trying to do with this show. Ultimately, just officiate as many weddings as possible. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thanks for telling a friend, and we'll see you tomorrow for more Trivia with Buds. Cheers.